Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Nelia, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about chemotherapy. What was my experience like? I'm gonna show you a whole day, what I did from the beginning of when I woke up until I went to sleep. So stay tuned.
So the night before the chemo treatment, it's hard for me to sleep, and I still wake up early in the morning and I make the kids lunch and I make their breakfast and I make sure that I have enough water and I drink my green juice every day. And then the kids are off to school in the mornings. And then I love singing. Music fuels me, so my morning commute always has music involved. Every single time. Always music. Somebody. And then I try to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So I leave work, I pick up my mom, I do some cardio. That's one of my sweaty pictures there for you. And then my mom is amazing. She's prepping my meals right before chemo. And then I check in. It's the first thing I do.
So I'm getting to the Sloan Kettering Center here in Rochester, and I'm about to check in. So I just checked in, and the first thing that they do is blood work. So I have to tell them that I have a port, which is this. Anyway, just waiting to cut. So this is the part that I hate the most. And they gave me a lotion to put in so that it doesn't hurt as much. I forgot it, of course, so I have to resort to trying to numb it with ice before they poke me. Oh, she called me.
This is the cream or the lotion that they gave me that I'm supposed to be doing prior to, that I always forget. Sometimes I remember, most times I remember. That's my daughter talking, asking me questions. I love her with all my heart. I love both of my children.
You can't like that push it down. That's it.
This is my least favorite part of the whole procedure, especially because at the time I didn't have the cream. So brace yourself, because this portion hurts a lot. So first, they clean it very thoroughly, and then they have to let it dry. And I'm talking through it because I'm very afraid at this point. It is so painful. Every single time they did that to me. So painful. And then what they do is they take blood out before they even use the blood for testing. They take about a tube or two out, and then they do the blood work. Then they put the dressing on to keep it protected. It's still painful for me. Very painful.
Yeah. I gotta go down and take somebody to radiology.
I think the breathing also, the breathing helps, yeah.
It's funny. She says that the breathing helps, and I'm saying that the breathing does not help.
For what now? Oh, you're taking blood, right?
Yep.
And then you have to flush me. helps when I ask for the ice outside.
Yeah, you can let it sit on longer.
Yeah. Can I do the ice with
The cream?
numbing cream? Okay.
Now she's just flushing it. She already took the blood. And then they just leave it in until I'm completely done with my treatment.
That's actually better. Maybe I'm just getting used to it.
You could be. She's putting caps here on the ends to keep it protected.
I was like, where is she? There she is. Okay, into the treatment.
That was my support system. She's amazing.
We got chemo.
She says that all the time. We have chemo.
We're going back.
Because it's not I have chemo. She always says we have chemo. I love her with all my heart.
It really makes it private. And this is where Marling is gonna sit.
Yes, it is. This is my throne.
And we're gonna keep talking and we're not gonna record it. They're checking the medication and we're gonna start the chemo treatment soon.
They always have to check the medication over and over again to make sure that it all matches and that they're giving the medication to the right person.
We call two-person integrity on medication. She is flushing me because we just finished. Which one was it?
Anti-nausea medication.
Oh, okay. So this is the start of it, right? Of the medication.
Okay.
This is the red poison.
Nobody's gonna want to have chemo after this.
Right? But I'm smiling and having a good old time.
I'm just saying.
While she's pushing that red, you want to make sure that you are chewing on ice. This was me working while I had chemo. Typical me.
So we are on the last one. This one takes an hour. And it's the best one.
Right after, I get insomnia because every single chemo is different. This is me trying on a wig, and this is me with more hair than I currently have. And then coronavirus happened, and I had my virtual support system, which was amazing. These ladies are awesome. They were there for me, even virtually.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed what a day in chemo was like for me. Now I'm going to explain to you the process of the treatment. In the previous videos, I talked about my diagnosis, how long it took for them to diagnose me, and I also spoke about all the tests that are conducted. So if you want to see them, I'm gonna link them in the description below. Now I wanna talk to you about what happened after that. The first thing I had to do was get this, and this is called a port. And it was a surgery that I had to go through in order to get it installed. So the port went in about a week or two before I started my first chemo. And the reason why they told me to put a port in was because of my veins. They said my veins weren't good enough for the treatment. Also because the medication is very, very dangerous, and if something happens, you would have to have surgery right away because of how damaging treatment is, all the drugs that they're pumping into your body. So I had a port installed in order for them to give me the treatments, and the port is connected through my vein. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's connected through my veins, and it's going to a main artery on my heart, close to my heart. So that's why they installed it in the opposite side of the heart. And that is what a port is. and I have to keep it after treatment for 6 months to a year, just in case, so they don't have to, because this is surgery, they would have to remove it with another procedure. It's an in-outpatient, I don't have to stay overnight, but that is the procedure for the port. Now I want to talk to you guys about the treatment. The medication that was given to me in my treatment is ABVD, and ABVD stands for adriamycin, bleomycin, bimblastine, and dacarbazine. Those are the ABVD medication that was given to me. I had 4 rounds of chemo, or 1 cycle. I would go to chemotherapy every other week. So the first week and then 2 weeks after that. So every 2 weeks I went to chemotherapy. And in the course of 1 month, I had 4 treatments. After the 4 treatments, 2 months, after 2 months, I had my first post PET scan to see the process. And it was because my doctor wanted to take bleomycin. I had 12 treatments total. And after treatment number 4, bleomycin was taken away because of the damage that it causes to the lungs. So I'm also going to give you guys a little bit of the side effects that happens with ABVD medication. So the side effects, as some of you may know, hair loss, which obviously I had, nausea or vomiting. I didn't have any vomiting personally, I only had nausea. And every time I had nausea, they gave me medication to control it, and I took the medication so that I didn't throw up. The other tip that I will give you guys is that when you feel like you want to throw up, eat something, because that has helped me and it has helped my mom that also went through chemotherapy because of cancer, of breast cancer. So that's a tip that I will give you guys. If you're hungry, if you feel like throwing up, eat. Chemotherapy is another side effect, and I would get dizzy and very weak, so that's a side effect of chemotherapy. Fertility is another side effect, and for me, actually, my period went away after the first 2 months. After 2 months, I didn't have my period anymore. So infertility is a side effect of chemo. I have 2 beautiful babies, so I wasn't worried about infertility, and I jokingly told my doctor, that's a welcome side effect. Infertility is welcome in my book, but for me it was because I already have babies. I understand that not everybody is fortunate to have them if they want it, but for me, thankfully, I'm good. I'm done having babies. So infertility is a side effect, and I was 100% okay with it. And another side effect is secondary cancers. There's other side effects, and like I have said in the past, everybody deals with cancer differently, and the side effects for everyone is differently. Usually your skin gets extremely dry also, like very, very, very dry skin. And I only experienced that in my hands and in my feet. I didn't experience that anywhere else. And still to this day, my feet are extremely dry. Other than that, for me, those were my side effects. If you have gone through chemo or know anybody that has gone through chemo, why don't you tell me the side effects that they went through and leave them in the comments below so that I can read them. Because that would be interesting to know what has other people's side effects been. If any of you guys went through chemo or are going through chemo, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions about my side effects of chemo, let me know in the comments below. Chemotherapy is not fun, not by a long shot. There is a lot of days that you're weak. There is a lot of days that you can't get out of bed. There is a lot of days that you can't even move. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to lay down in bed and let it course through your system. That's all you can do. There are some days where you have energy and you're up, like today. Today is a good day for me. So I'm up, I'm recording. Today is a good day, but not every day is a good day. Some days are not. Some days I have no energy. Sometimes I have no energy. Some days I wake up and I think I'm gonna be okay, and in the middle of the day, I have to lay down. 20 minutes later, I have to go lay down. I got up, I bend down to grab something and all of a sudden I got dizzy and I have to go back and lay down. So some days are okay, some days are not. Chemo is not good. It's bad. But at least it treats this type of cancer, and the side effects that I was living with before are 100% gone. So that is the silver lining, and knowing that God got my back and that I will get through this. One of my favorite things when I was going to treatment was having a support system. It was very important to me, and I never went alone until COVID-19. So for me, it was key that my family was there, and it was very important that my friends were there with me. They made the time pass by like nothing. It was amazing, and I'm eternally grateful for my support system. And if you're going through this, I hope that you have a really good support system as well, because they really make a difference and they make things a lot better. Thank you for watching. I hope that it was informational to you. Nelia out.